Geo, as an element, has been in a tricky situation for quite some time. Despite having some pretty amazing and fun to play characters, the lack of elemental reactions and viable supports render the Geo element sort of lackluster in comparison to the other elements. This situation changed a bit with the addition of Navia, who made the use of attack scaling and buffed the crystallized reactions to some extent. But needless to say, this hype was not enough to change the future of Geo as an element. Here comes in Chiori. As someone who has all the Geo characters, I was so excited to know that Chiori will also wield the Geo element. I was eager to know the details of her kit and abilities. But when I did, to say that I was disappointed would be the understatement of the century. Let me first give you a summary of her kit and abilities. Her normal attacks are nothing special, just average normal attacks. Her ultimate is a big explosion, dealing AoE Geo damage. Her skill is the bread and butter of her entire kit. Chiori dashes forward like Kiching and Alhaitham, dealing AoE Geo damage to nearby opponents on hit. At the end of her dash, she summons an automaton doll that deals additional Geo damage at periodic intervals. If there is a Geo construct nearby, like Zhongli's pillar or Albedo's flower, she summons an additional doll. Further, whenever you perform her skill, her passive 1 talent kicks in. Chiori gains different effects depending on the next action you take after using her skill. If you tap again, she triggers the tapestry effect, where you will switch to the next character on your roster and all the party members will gain seize the moment effect, where when your active party members normal, charged and plunging attacks hit, the doll will perform a coordinated attack, dealing 100% of her skill's sweep damage as AoE Geo damage to the opponent. Damage dealt this way is considered elemental damage and will last for 8 seconds. One coordinated attack can be unleashed every 2 seconds, and only 2 such coordinated attacks can occur during this whole effect. But if you use her normal attack, the tailoring effect will be triggered instead, giving Chiori Geo damage infusion for 5 seconds. Her passive 2 talent gives Chiori a 20% Geo damage bonus for 20 seconds whenever a nearby party member creates a Geo construct. This sounds all powerful and fancy, right? I thought so too, but I was proven wrong when I read about all the intricacies of her kit. First of all, her dolls cannot be moved like Fischl's oars. It will remain at one place during its entire duration. So if the enemies move to some other place, then best of luck waiting for the skill to cool down. The next major problem is that her entire kit, except normal attacks, scales on both attack and defense, with defense taking up to 55% of her scaling and the rest by attack. The main problem is that it does not snapshot. That means her dolls cannot utilize Bennett's attack buffs or Goro's defense buffs unless you play her as an on-field DPS. Further, due to her excessive double scaling, she may also be difficult to build, as it will be hard to strike a perfect balance between attack and defense to make the most of her kit. The next major problem is that her additional Dawn can only be summoned if there is another Geo construct nearby, meaning she will lose a huge chunk of her damage if you play her with Navia, as Navia does not summon any Geo construct. So good luck to those who thought of running Chiori beside Navia as double Geo. You can still do that, but at the cost of a huge damage loss on Chiori's side. And that's not all. Her ultimate is just a chunk of Geo damage, providing no other utility like Zhongli's petrification or Navia's crystallized bullets. I thought Chiori would bring something good on Geo's roster, like being a universal Geo support or a broken sub-DPS like Xingqiu. But almost all aspects of her kit suffer from some type of limitation, which makes her unviable to play alongside her Geo teammates. Looking at her kit, 2 characters come to mind: Albedo and Dehya. Albedo being an off-field, subpar sub-DPS, and Dehya, the character traumatized by her poor double-scaling kit. Albedo's kit, except for his normal attacks and ultimates, scales off of defense, but suffers from poor multipliers and his flower getting trampled by larger enemies. Dehya, despite having some amazing visuals, suffer from extremely bad multipliers, dual HP and attack scaling, and extremely short duration of her burst, which is the main duration of her damage, which can also be cancelled by accidentally hitting the jump button. All these problems have made Albedo and Dehya the worst or the most unused characters from their respective elements, and now Chiori, to some extent, suffers from the problems both these characters have. Excessive double scaling, no snapshotting, and huge chunk of damage dependent on outside factors like geo-constructs. There's only a couple of weeks left till she'll be released, and only a matter of time till the damage number will start rolling in. But for the first time, I am not excited about an upcoming Geo character. Heck, I was even excited about Yunjin, despite knowing that she'll be a niche support. But Chiori's kit has left no room for excitement. What are your thoughts on Chiori? And will you be pulling for her on her upcoming banner? Let me know down in the comments. If you liked my video, then don't forget to leave a like. And if you are new to my channel, which you most probably are, consider subscribing to my channel. And I will see you all in my next video. Till then, take care and bye.